Welcome to part 3 of the Intro to Marketing series. My name is Erica Larson, and I am a consultant with the Small Business Development Center at Lorain County Community College. If you missed parts 1 and 2 of this series, make sure to go back as we covered the difference between marketing, brand, and sales, and how to begin developing your brand identity. In this video, we'll discuss identifying your ideal client and implementing your brand. This is one of the hardest things for new marketers and business owners to comprehend. Being specific about who you work with and how you help them is essential for clarity in your marketing and for client attraction. It's a common tendency to describe offerings as good for anyone or anyone who needs the thing you sell, but this strategy does not attract new clients well because there's nothing about this messaging that speaks to the individual. To determine your ideal client, start by asking yourself these questions. What type of person are they? What sorts of things do they enjoy? What do they spend their time doing? What problems do they have that you can help with? And how does working with you provide them with solutions? The more specific you can be about who your ideal client is in both their personal lives and at work, the easier it will be to develop messaging that will attract that person to you. Once you've decided on your ideal client, you can better hone your brand to speak to your audience. In video 2 of this series, we discussed developing your brand, and this ideal client work will directly affect the things that you write, the photos you choose, and your overall tone. Remember, your brand is meant to differentiate your company from the competitors and is the key component to client attraction. It has to resonate with your audience. Once you are clear on your ideal client, you can better develop your marketing strategy. By determining who your client is, their age, likes and dislikes, where they spend time, their pain points and how they cope with them, you will better be able to decide what types of marketing you'll want to implement. For instance, if you decide that social media marketing is for you, which platforms should you be on? Ask yourself, and even ask some clients, which social media platforms do they use and are they active on them? You'll find that the audiences vary between platforms and the way that people use them varies too. It's important to note that just like audiences vary, social media strategy is not the same across all platforms. Each should have their own content plan. Once you've done the work to determine your ideal client and have established your brand identity, you can begin your implementation. This is a great time to pull out the brand and mood boards that we discussed in video 2. These reference tools are essential now that you're ready to build a website, design marketing materials, and create social media and other web content. There is no guesswork on brand at this point. You know exactly what colors, photos, and language to use to attract an audience of ideal clients. Earlier, I mentioned the use of social media in your marketing plan. Let's talk a little about content writing. Especially as a beginner, knowing exactly how to write for your audience can be tricky, and making sure to share meaningful and even personal anecdotes about yourself or your staff can feel strange, but these efforts go a long way in building an audience who feels that they know and trust you enough to give you a call about your services. Your social media pages, blog, and even printed materials should never have an overall feel of going in for the hard sell. They should be a nice mixture of long-form stories, videos, client testimonials, and yes, do ask for the sale, just not in every post. A good rule of thumb for social media is to keep hard sell posts to every 4th post. The end game of developing your brand, geared toward a specific type of client, with content that speaks to your audience, is to position yourself as a likable, intelligent expert in your field that, through marketing, attracts the clients you're looking for. Thank you for joining me today. The Small Business Development Center has advisors who will help you to develop your company's marketing plan at absolutely no cost to you. Schedule a session with an SBDC advisor by calling 440-366-4370.